Hello and welcome to the Watermark Water Cooler. I'm here with Heath, and we are talking about the holidays. Obviously, with I got the Carlton on.
Yeah. We got some Santa hats.
Yeah, Santa hats on. So Heath, welcome to the Watermark Water Cooler. How are you? You've been on the show before, so tell us a little bit about what you do and who you are.
Basically, I take clients under my wing and bring them into Watermark and make sure that they have everything that they want done. So, with extra panache.
Yeah, I like that, with the extra panache. Because I think that describes you, Heath, is that little extra to make sure people feel welcome and
taken care of.
I like it.
Should have worn my cape.
So, we're talking about holidays, and that is vastly approaching. It's not that far away. And so we're trying to get you thinking about that. As our audience, we know that that's coming up, and sometimes we tend to put that off, and then it becomes this holiday campaign that's like, oh gosh, I got to get this taken care of. And so that being said, Heath, tell me a little bit about why this is important for you in your position.
Right. Well, so, with some people who are interested in holidays, like a holiday campaign, we would really want to get them to start thinking about it in August or early September in order to make plans and preparations. Now, holiday could mean the December months. Yeah. But then again, if you're a business wanting to give thanks to customers, I've worked at a company where we gave out Thanksgiving greetings, and it really just made sense for business. But maybe, for example, Coca-Cola with the polar bears, one of the things that brought people close to that was the fact that you were using pets, concepts of using pets and children and things around that for the holidays are probably a good way to capture people's heart. So.
On the corporate side of things, obviously holiday giving gives you an opportunity to thank your clients and to, make that connection with them. I'll use ourselves as an example. We have always given back to some charity, and it goes with our core value. We talk about better together all the time as a core value. And so, we always base our campaign around some charity that is local for us here in Colorado. And whether that's, we've done the bees and tried to protect the bees. We've done stuff for Dress for Success for women to be able to get into the workplace who maybe don't have the luck at the time to have the money to go buy an outfit for that interview. We've done stuff for helping LGBTQ people get work and coffee, and some people like that we're struggling to get a job and give them an opportunity.
Right.
So we just did that last year. All those things are great of making a connection between us and the community and us and our clients. How have you seen that that's been successful for you in a sales role?
Well, in the way that we give, I think that gone is the day where you give out extravagant gifts to clients, no matter how much they spend with you, because it's considered not to be the right thing to do. And I think that they love the fact that we combine it with community. I think our first one was a basket with a Watermark mug and Colorado products, which was Boulder chips and Celestial Seasonings tea. And we got great reviews on that because also everything happened to be gluten-free, and I had a couple of gluten-free clients. So that worked out really well.
I like that too, because it's like mindfulness of who this campaign is for, what you're giving is for, like who the audience, who are you doing that for?
Right. You're doing it for everybody, but do it for your client. You do it for the fact that you're helping the community.
Yeah.
And it helps us connect with our clients on a different level sometimes for that holiday feeling.
Sorry for the quick interruption, but I've got some exciting news to share with you all. I'm Cameron, Vice President of Watermark, and I couldn't resist telling you about our brand new CRM learning tool we just developed. The best part, it's completely free for you. We'll dive into essential topics like maximizing your CRM potential, automating those mundane tasks, and ultimately reaching those sales targets. If any of these resonate with you, I highly encourage you to click the description below and join us on this learning journey. I look forward to seeing you there.
So I just want to think too about some of the steps of things that we've done for our campaigns and what planning should look like. There's an email that we typically build that goes out to everybody as well. There's some print materials usually that are involved with why are you doing what you're doing and tying that giving back. There's the logistics piece of getting it delivered to people, which is always fun and always feels like for us last minute. But we're trying to do some things this year to get even ahead of it, and that's why we're talking to you now, because we're like, well, we do this for ourselves and get on top of it now. Maybe this will a reminder for everybody else. Will get you thinking about your holiday campaign and what you're going to do for your clients now.
Right, right. We do e-cards for clients. We can do things that go back to them maybe purchasing something through a QR code. All sorts of things that are digitally related, and we can make it happen.
Well, and fulfilling that, we've also experienced, by the way, some things that we've had issues with that I'll share with you is the fulfillment of the actual gift. The sooner you get it done, because we've unfortunately had several times where the vendor messed up.
Right. And they had to reorder.
Yeah. And then it was like
the last minute. Right.
Like, oh my gosh, this is wrong. And by the time we got it, because we were probably a little too late in the game, then we had to reorder to get it fixed, which that took time. So, but I think those are some logistics, and also like pre-planning ahead of time enough to make sure that if something does happen, it could correct it in time.
Yeah.
I think another kind of really interesting thing about this, the digital side of things, is there's been a couple of years where we tied the giving back into like a landing page, and we asked people to, hey, take a picture of yourself, get it back onto our landing page, and for every one of those pictures that got up, we gave an extra donation or something like that. So I think there's a lot of digital things you can do as well to try and connect back to your client in those campaigns,
and something that they'd be interested in taking advantage of once you gift them the token gift. If you do decide to do something like a food card, though, make sure that it's generic for anywhere, because you don't necessarily only have clients in your backyard. It might be across the country. So you want to choose something, popular, but also well received.
Well, is there anything else that from your experience that some areas where people could get tripped up?
I think that sometimes too many chefs in the kitchen can be a challenge, because you have to come to a consensus and a direction, and it's the more people you have involved, sometimes the harder that is. So choose a committee, give options. Hopefully all of them are effective, and if you don't do the one that you really want this year, well, maybe you propose it for the next year.
Yeah it can get emotionally tied to and we talk about this sometimes here at Watermark. It's like, hey, there's some executive level decisions, and then there's some like choose by committee decisions. So make sure you've identified those decision makers and understand what their final say is, and what hey, this can get voted on, and it's not going to affect it if if you pick this one thing or that thing, it's not. The campaigns are going to be affected.
It's also great if you know kind of a budget range that you have to work with.
Yeah.
Whether it's electronic, whether it's a gift, whether it's print, or a combination thereof, to be able to provide the optimal opportunity to communicate with their client base or their customer base.
And I think that can work internally. Set yourself a budget, or if you're working with an agency, hey, set that budget too, and help them to be able to either get more creative because they have to figure out with a limited budget what they can do, or if they have a bigger budget, gives them freedom to maybe do more things. Like we're saying, it could be digital, gift, follow up. There could be a bunch of different paths that could go down, instead of it just being like, oh, we're just giving something and that's it.
Exactly.
I think the big thing here is to really start planning. I think that's probably the main theme of our conversation is plan now, make it easy for yourself down the road, because there are going to be hiccups. There's going to be something that doesn't go right.
We started talking about ours about 5 weeks ago, and our intention is to do thanks for Thanksgiving. But if it doesn't work, we can easily shift it into December. So that's another smart move.
Yeah, it's not the plan, but we did a little bit of a shift here. Like we're saying, we're going to try and do a Thanksgiving piece to try and beat all the other
kind of be the first out of the box.
Yeah, so maybe we'll be remembered a little bit there. But yeah, so we covered a lot of stuff, a lot of important parts and pieces. Obviously, if you have any questions about holiday campaigns, and we've got a team here that would love to help you with that, or we can reply in the chat.
Ask us questions.
Yeah, there you go. And happy holidays early from us here at Watermark.
Thank you so much for watching and subscribing to the Watermark Water Cooler. We value your opinion and want to deliver the best content possible. To do that, we need your comments and feedback. What do you want to see or learn? Tools, techniques, behind the scenes? Comment below and make your idea our next video.